Okay, now that we have discussed some of the key strategies of the first stage of writing, which is pre-writing, I'd like to quickly move through drafting. Drafting is the act of sitting down and writing out from beginning, middle, through end the paper. And sometimes students think that this is the end of the process of writing, but I like to think of it as the very beginning. The reason that this process only begins with drafting and doesn't end there is because if students think that this is the final project here, that each sentence is going to be then delivered to the audience, it tends to limit their ability to really think deeply about what they're writing. And so drafting, I believe, the concept of drafting frees up the student to explore, to remember that writing is also the process of thinking, and to kind of let go of some of the rules of writing and to just work from beginning to end as best they can, knowing that everything that goes down on the page is subject to change. One of the key elements of drafting is the working thesis. The thesis should be a roadmap for the reader that really provides the direction of the paper up front. Readers don't like to have writers keep the purpose of the paper secret. By the time they leave the introduction, they should know where they're going and why they're going there, and that is really the purpose of the working thesis. But by calling it the working thesis, it becomes a crucial part of drafting because, again, everything in drafting is subject to change. And certainly the thesis would change the most because, again, the process of writing is the process of knowing. And as you continue through the draft, you become more aware and understand better the process of getting to your point and how you will formulate that claim in the introduction. The purpose of the paper is what drives the writer through the drafting. And so the directions, of course, that particular assignment, what you're setting out to do, needs to guide you through the drafting process. Staying closely aligned with the purpose should really be the only rule that you keep in mind as you draft, because you know that things will be changing as you move along. Every writer has a different process for drafting. Some writers write from beginning to end, just knowing that this is not going to be something that they're proud of, not going to be something that they would want to show anybody, and just get it out there on the page. To this concept of just letting go and just moving forward on the ideas, thinking loosely about the purpose as a means of organization, but also knowing that things will certainly change. Working with the evidence as best you can in T paragraphs, thinking about the variety of writing modes that are available to you, description, cause and effect, classification, division. There are many different ways of illustrating your ideas, and really having those tools accessible to you can help you broaden your ability to convey your message. And then trying to push yourself, even in the drafting stage, to do more than just to summarize someone else's ideas, but to really analyze them will keep you tied to that working thesis and the purpose of your paper. Working to develop claims throughout the paper in the topic sentences also helps to get rid of the excess or redundant or pointless writing, and really forces you into the position of an opinion holder in your drafting. Also understanding the concept of moving from the general to specific while you're drafting is crucial. Understanding that more of the general concepts belong in the introduction, and then as you move through the body paragraphs, each paragraph can typically start with a general claim or statement and then move into the specific details that support that claim or statement to help you fully develop your ideas as you go. Again, always keeping in mind that every sentence, every word is subject to change. I think that this concept of drafting, knowing that change is inevitable, really helps to improve motivation, helps writers that are anxious let go of the fear, and really helps to build confidence. Writing is an emotional activity, and all of the prior experience that you have with writing is brought to the table, and it can work to block and really frustrate or trigger other feelings that are potentially halting to the process of a writer. So thinking of drafting as just a place to begin that will then be filled in later through the process of revision really helps writers to get through that first draft without as much anxiety as though you were working on the final project.